Or, why does the person the doctor just told them they have cancer, lung cancer, and said, you've got to stop smoking, and some studies show 70% of the people keep on smoking.
So Tony's saying another example, another motivation problem. For example, someone goes to a doctor. The doctor says, you have lung cancer, right? Lung, breathing cancer. And the doctor says, you must stop smoking. Stop, or you will die. And Tony says there's some study, some research that shows 70%, 70, will continue to smoke. Even after the doctor says you must stop, even though they know they will die if they don't stop, still they will continue to smoke. So Tony's saying, why? Why do people do these crazy things that are hurting them? Why do people buy this great product to build a business and have great success in their life, but then they don't use it? Why does a fat person keep eating too much food? Why does a smoker who's going to die continue to smoke? It's an important question.
So you're not talking about a minor issue here, right?
He's saying you're not talking about a minor issue. This is not small. This is a big, big problem, a big issue.
Part of life.
It's part of
But there
life.
is an answer, because there are people that do follow through, and there are people that never did before, and then they've never followed through in their life, and now finally they break through.
So Tony says, here's the good news. There is an answer, because we also have good examples. There are people in life who have these problems for a long time, and suddenly they do something. They follow through. They take action. So, for example, we know that there are fat people who are fat for a long time, and something changes in their mind, and they change, and they stop eating that food, and they exercise, they get thin, and they get healthy. We know that there are some people, the other 30%, who get lung cancer, and they decide no more smoking. They throw away the cigarettes. They stop smoking. They become healthy. They live a long life. So we know there are also success stories.
And that's what I try to focus on, is what those people do.
So Tony says, I focus on the success stories. He says, I study the people who succeed. I study them, and I try to find out, I try to see, what do they do? How are they different? We want to know this because we want to do what they are doing, right? It's like with my English lessons. Don't focus on the people who are failing. We want to focus on the success stories, the great super members we have, Jan and Inka and Fred and Vipper and Laura and all these incredible members. If you want to speak great, wonderful English, and you want to have great success, look at what Agnes is doing. Look at what Inka's doing. Look at what Jan's doing, and Fred and Vipper, all these great members on the forums. Focus on them. How are they studying? What is their psychology? How do they think about it? What is their attitude? How do they use their emotions? If you do what they do, you will get the same result. So that's what Tony's saying. Focus on successful people. Copy their strategies. Copy their psychology. Copy their thinking. Copy their methods.
In my case, in the business world, I look at people like you, people like Dan Kennedy.
Yep.
What do these guys do? Okay, I'm just going to do that to the best of my ability.
Okay, and then Frank Kern said, this is how I succeeded. This is how I became super, super rich. He says, I looked in the business world. I looked at people who were very successful. So he says, I looked at you, Tony. Tony's a super successful business person. He said, I looked at another person named Dan Kennedy. You probably don't know Dan Kennedy, but he's a very famous internet business person also. So Frank said, when I was poor, when I was not successful, I decided I will look at these successful people. I will look at Tony. I will look at Dan Kennedy. And I will look, what are they doing? What are their strategies? How are they thinking? And I will do the same thing. That's what Frank did, and that's how he became rich and successful. And I'm going to do one more part, and then that'll be the end of part 2 today.
And sure, it's like, well, oh no, I can't write copy as well as Dan Kennedy, or I don't have as much energy and drive as Tony Robbins. Well,
but you didn't start
so what?
Okay, so Frank said, I looked at them and I realized I don't have as much energy as Tony Robbins. I'm not Tony Robbins. And I can't write copy like Dan Kennedy. Now, in advertising, when we say copy, we use it as a noun. Copy just means text. It means advertising text. So if you see an advertisement, the words in the advertisement, we call that copy. So we say to write copy means to write advertising words, to write advertising text. So it's a noun, it's a very special use of the word copy. You know, normally copy is a verb and it means to do what someone else is doing. But here, in this situation, the word copy is a noun and it means advertising words. So Frank said, I couldn't write as good as Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy is a great writer. I didn't have as much energy as Tony Robbins. But, he said, I still copied their methods, copied their strategies. And even though I was not as good as them, I still got a lot of success. You don't need to be perfect. If you want to be a great golfer, who should you copy? Somebody who's terrible? Of course not. Tiger Woods. Copy Tiger Woods. Maybe you will never be Tiger Woods. Probably not. But if you copy Tiger Woods, you will certainly improve a lot. You will certainly become a much, much, much better golfer. That's what Frank is saying. And I'm going to stop the video right here, and part 3 will come back, and I'll start with Tony talking. So I hope you're enjoying these videos. And this is called the movie technique. What I'm doing right now is called the movie technique, where I play a movie, and I just play 1 or 2 sentences, and then I stop, I pause, and I explain it in simple, slower, more direct English. I paraphrase it. And then I play the next little part, and I pause, and I explain that, again, in more simple, slow, easy English. And then I go to the next scene and the next scene. What you should do is you should go back, you should watch my video, this one I'm doing now. You should watch it several times, maybe 2 times every day for 1 week, for 7 days. After that, or maybe every day also, watch the original video with Tony and Frank and John, without me, just the original normal video. You can also watch that at full speed. But just the first 2 parts. Don't watch the rest of it. Just deep learning, remember, in Effortless English. So, number 1, watch this video with me explaining everything. Do that maybe 2 times a day. And then also maybe 1 or 2 times a day, you can watch the original video with Tony and them at full speed. And by doing this, you are learning all of this English in the video very deeply. This is a powerful, powerful, powerful method for learning and improving your English speaking and listening. So, I will do more of these, and in fact, I am planning a new VIP member program, and each month I will make a new video lesson like this. And each month, my VIP members will get that video lesson, plus also another audio lesson set. So that's going to be part of the whole VIP member package. So I'll tell you more about that later. Meanwhile, enjoy part 1 and part 2 of the Tony and Frank videos. And I'll see you again. Have a great day. I'm so happy to teach you. I love teaching you because our members are so great. You guys rock, and so do our fans. Thank you for all your wonderful, so nice, friendly comments on the EffortlessEnglishClub.com blog, and also on Facebook, and also on the forum. So I love you guys. Big hug from me, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.